All right, welcome back to I'm Glad You Asked. My name is Bianca Ariel. I'm a business coach and founder of the Career to Calling course.
And I am Dominique Rice, owner of Dominique Rice Consulting and multiple nanny agencies throughout the country.
All right, thank you guys so much for coming back. So this week, I want to talk about being super booked and super busy.
And blessed.
And blessed. And grateful, because I think ultimately, so I flew down. Now I'm in Charlotte. Have we filmed in Charlotte yet?
It's our first time.
Okay, so we're filming from Charlotte. I flew down because Dominique and I are working on a very, very special project. We just got the trademark for something really dope, and we're having everybody sign NDAs, and it's amazing. And so we're actually meeting with our manufacturer actually tomorrow afternoon.
Yes.
So we have a lot of things going on, and we were just talking about our coaching businesses and our consulting businesses and the client projects that we have to work on, and trying to balance our project as well, because we're basically have a tight deadline for the end of November. And then we're basically going to be fulfilling all through December. So we just have a lot of different aspects. So I wanted to get Dominique's take on it. You know, I just taught you how to schedule. So how do you manage just a lot of different projects, and then also how are we going to start managing our time with our clients and working on our project?
Yeah. So how I manage my time, first of all, I have a to-do list. So I'm a to-do list girl. The downside to me managing my time is that sometimes I have a hard time scheduling things for my personal self. So for instance, I have to get a new car. I don't have to. I'm choosing to get a new car. And I'm really excited about it. And so, but that's not something I wanted to put on my calendar. Bianca's going with me as well. I didn't want to put it on my calendar because it's technically a fun thing. And when I put fun things on my calendar, like nails or hair, things like that, it becomes more of a task than like something I can enjoy. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm really scheduling out my time of things that I have to do and utilizing my calendar. I am a strong to-do list person, so I'm really big on making my to-do list, but I'm also big on making the one thing that I'm supposed to do that day first. So for instance, I'm writing a book. So every morning in my morning routine, I write my words for my book, no matter what. So if I don't do anything else for that day, I wrote for my book. So as we're working on our project, whatever my tasks are for our project, that will be the first things that I do for the day. So that way they're done. And then everything else comes into play after that.
I like that aspect of, and I think we talked about it on the last show, I don't remember, but I think I like the aspect of putting all of your long-term projects into your morning routine so that you're kind of steadily working on it.
Right.
So anything that you're doing for your book and then for my workshop is going to be implemented in the mornings. And then also for our brand that we're launching, that's going to come right behind that or right in front of it, because it's a tighter deadline.
Right.
And that way, those things, we have little things that we have to build on every single week. And then at the end of it, we'll kind of see it all come together.
Right.
So after we do, so we have your book, we have my workshop that we're working on every single morning. Then we have our brand that we're working on for whatever needs to be done in the morning. Then I'm assuming, so I'm going to go to the gym. You're coming to the gym with me.
Yes.
And then how are we spacing out the rest of our day? I know that you have a huge agency that you run, and I'm working on a client project as well. And then on top of that, are we still focusing on things that we have to do throughout the day in regards to our client projects and our brand? Like, how are we going to manage all of that?
Well, what I do is the first thing that I have to do is I have to know what I need to do in advance. So like, I need to know what are my tasks for every single thing that I'm doing. And then I just knock them out. You know, and in addition to everything else we're doing, I'm also in school with 7 credit hours. So I also have class I have to go to a few hours a week. You know.
Did we tell them that you ran off on the plug before?
No, I'm gonna confess to y'all. I ran off on the plug. Let me tell y'all something. So I went to college. I hated college, and I absolutely hate the college that I went to. It's probably one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my whole life.
Me too.
So I hate this school so much. Like I literally, like I told them, when you guys called and asked me for money,
not a worse decision. Just we could have made better decisions.
It's going to this school.
Oh, okay.
Was definitely the worst decision. I didn't have fun. And so anywho, I got to graduate. So I walked, had my graduation party, didn't let my family throw me a party, didn't have all my family flying in, and I didn't have enough credits to actually get my degree. So I'm only 7 credits short. So 6
But
years
tell
later,
them why you didn't go back and finish your credit.
because I was already a boss babe. So I'm like, I got my own business. Like I was hiring interns. I was really at school just getting employees. I was hiring all my sitters and stuff from college, and I didn't learn anything. And then what also makes me mad about it too is that I'm a business owner. And because I wasn't in the business department, because it took more math than I was capable of doing at the time, I can't take business classes. So even now, as a person who's a serial entrepreneur, I've grown multi-million-dollar corporations, and I can't take an entry-level marketing class. When I had to tell them one time, and I said it one time only, I said, my assistant has to have more qualifications than anybody in this course. And that's my assistant. So to tell me that I can't take a course, first of all, it should be an honor and a pleasure to even have me in this class, because what I could even teach the teacher. Okay. So that didn't go well. They still said no. But
so she has to take like hip hop.
I'm taking hip hop
and strength training.
And I'm taking strength training, but I pay a personal trainer. So I'm like, you know what? Since I got to pay for this cash, I'm going to go to weightlifting 1 day a week. So that's perfect. And then I'm taking my senior thesis, which is writing the paper. And I'm very glad that I'm doing it at this point in my life. And I really think this professor is going to be perfect for me. So he's just really hands-on, and I really enjoy him, and I'm excited. So I'm back in college, but my senior seminar thesis paper will be done in 7.5 weeks. And weightlifting will be done in 7.5 weeks. And then I can just coast hip hop. So I just need to get 7.5.
So she's almost finished with her degree, y'all.
Go me. So, and even though I'm only doing it because I may want to go to law school or something like that, I'm not doing it because I think someone needs to have a college degree to be successful. So if you're out there and you're wondering about going back to school, is it worth it? Really think about what you want to do, because there are jobs out here that want you to have a bachelor's degree and are paying $35,000 a year. So So
the thing about me is I worked through college, and I went through like applicable programs that applied to what I wanted to do. So I pretty much shifted through so many different careers before I even got to the one that I had, and then I retired from. So one day on the show, I want to talk about the difference between, because you never had a job.
I mean, I was a nanny.
No, but she's never had a corporate job. So I had a corporate job managing $1 million portfolios, and she's been an entrepreneur basically since jump. So I want to talk about some of the assets that, working in a corporation can bring to businesses, and then also some of the mindset that being an entrepreneur all of your life really has. Like, let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
So I think that one of the things that I admire about Dominique is that she didn't need her degree. She wasn't trying, she pretty much was like, look, I'm good. I had my party. I did what I need to do, but I'm already a business owner. Whereas me, pursuing, a master's in business, I was being trained to work for a corporation.
Right.
And so it's a completely different experience. So luckily I already have like an entrepreneur mindset in general, which is why I was never happy in our particular role and always wanted more. But once I got to the ultimate achievement of making 6 figures, having the company card, having the company car, pretty much, using my brain to make money and not labor. And it was basically a luxury. We call it golden handcuffs. But I knew that I was capable of so much more. And because I was able to build what I was able to build in corporate, I knew that I could do that for other businesses. And I knew that I had the ability to do that on my own. But that's not something that's easy to escape. And that's what I pretty much base my entire business on, is helping individuals in that space find the freedom and fulfillment for their lives. One of the things that I admire about Dominique and being an entrepreneur all of this time is the mindset. So there is or there's nobody to go to. There's nobody above you to ask, permission to do things, or there's no one above you to help you figure things out. She has the problem solving capability right then and there. And there's no excuses. It's pretty much, you have to do what you have to do in order to get it done, or you don't eat.
Literally.
You don't eat. In corporations, you're going to get your paycheck next week. It's like, you're cool. But to be a hustler and to know that if I don't wake up the next morning and I don't eat is a different type of mindset.
Right.
So talk about a little bit about that.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think it really has a lot to do with, like she said, I don't take no for an answer. I know, like when she's like, oh, well, this is no, I'm not, no, we're going to figure it out every single time. And It's just part of who I am. But to kind of deflect from that a little bit is like, the reason why Bianca and I work so well together is that she does have the corporate experience, and that, you know, things that I didn't know how to do. Like when we're setting our goals, I mean, I know how to set goals, but like when we talk about how to structure certain bonuses, we're taking the corporate aspect. And because I never had a job, I never worked somewhere, they're like, okay, well, this is 100% goal, you get this bonus, and then if you don't, you get, I'm like, oh, okay, I want to do that, you know.
So we're trying to structure how we want to pay ourselves, and because I have the corporate experience, I pretty much know how a salaried package, what to present to ourselves, right? A lot of business owners make the mistake of just making money, and then they really don't know how to dispense it or how to manage it, and then they have issues with taxes, and there's so many different like variations in not managing your money correctly and having a formula. There's forms of structure that is there for a reason, and then there's forms of structure that pretty much brainwashes us, and I've been able to divide the two.
Okay.
So, you know, figuring out how we're going to pay ourselves and making sure that we are diligent in everything that we do, because we are going to be super uber successful, especially in what we're doing. We know that and are anticipating, you know, the abundance that is about to come. So we want to make sure that we're structuring it appropriately in order to make sure that we're paying ourselves efficiently. And then we're also allocating specific funds in order for us to enjoy only if we hit our goals.
Correct.
And because I worked for a corporation that basically paid me based on hitting my goals, I was able to kind of map out what our salaries would be, and then also what our commission and bonuses would be based on what we've done for the business.
Right.
And so I was able to kind of break that down and explain it to her. And to go back to just the scheduling aspect, I know for me, when I try to work from home, I've worked from home for the last 5 years, but I've also had to go out and meet face-to-face with clients. So it kind of gave me that element of going out and having to achieve things. But I know if we're working from home versus me getting up and working and renting out an office, I'm more effective in an office. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that's just naturally, that's what I've been doing all my life. So that's how I know I get more work done. That's just like part of the focus. So, and as far as blocking everything out, I pretty much get what I need to get done in the morning. I like to just go straight to the gym. I am going to try your method of trying to get a little bit of work done for our brands first, and then going to the gym and then coming back and going to work. But after that, I'm going straight to the office. So I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to come back, I'm going to change, and then I'm going straight to the office, and I'm staying in the office until I completed everything I need to get done for that day.
I love it. Yeah. So I love to do my workout. So when I wake up in the morning, my brain is so fresh of ideas. And when I used to try to plan things in the mornings, people are like, oh, you don't take calls before 11. No, I don't take calls before 11. Now, occasionally, like if it's something really important, I may, like if I choose to, if it's a fun call, like a friend or something like that, I don't schedule consultations before 11. I don't meet with clients before 11, because that's my time where I basically can be done with my day by 11. Mm. I have all my work stuff done by 11. Then if I can go work out, then I take a shower, and now I'm done for the day. Mm-hmm. And then I can use the rest of my day if I have a client call or if I want to do something else and things of that nature. This whole having class from 10 to 12 thing 3 days a week is definitely going to be a challenge, but this means that I have to wake up a lot earlier.
And you're not a morning person.
I don't like to be. I want my body to wake up naturally. I don't believe in setting alarms. I don't think like humans should have to do that. You know, babies, it's just, that's our cycle. Like you should get up when you're rested. And there's times where I get up when I'm rested. The other morning, it was Saturday, I knew I had a fun day planned, so I got up at 6:30 naturally, had a good night's rest, and then I worked for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I enjoyed the rest of my day. But my writing got done, my stuff was done for the day, and I was ahead on everything, so now I can have a blast and hang out the whole day. And that's what I did.
And so a part of this is us, integrating our personal lives and things that we have to do. So we're basically launching a business that's going to be based out in Charlotte, and my home is in Los Angeles, and my boo is in Los Angeles, and your boo is in Charlotte.
I don't have a boo. Let's do this. Y'all only had a boyfriend for 30 days. The shit didn't work out, okay? I don't know what the problem is. I didn't even discuss the breakup, but this is the first time I'm telling y'all that I'm really single.
Okay.
And I did get broken up with. He still wants a real girl like me, but he did break up with me. And
what was the issue?
Lack of communication. He wanted my attention and I didn't know it, and I wanted his attention too. So this is why you have to communicate. So basically, like, we had a wonderful date night on Sunday night, and then Monday, we texted a little bit, and then I guess he asked me what I was doing. I was like, oh, I'm going to hang out with my friend Kay. And I didn't want to be too eager to say, can I come over? But I really wanted to come over. And I guess he didn't want to be the one eager to say, I want you to come over. I even packed a bag in case he was going to like invite me, say, hey, after you leave, come over. Nothing. So then the next day he was like, I think you're just too busy. You have such a social life. I'm like, all I wanted to do is hang out with you. Like, you just didn't invite me over. Like, I really don't have that much to do. Just make plans. So, guys just aren't making plans. I don't know about lesbians, but guys just haven't been good. But like, if a man really does want you, you should make plans. But then there's also a fine line with I've only dated Black men, so I don't know about other men, but Black men just haven't seemed to be as like planningful. If that's not even a word, but they just don't plan.
They don't take the initiative.
They don't take the initiative to plan. And like, I know he loves to be with me and we have such a good time when we're together, but I don't want to be the person. I believe a man should be a leader and a man should be the one to lead. And, I don't want to have to always say, hey, can you take me out tomorrow? He would, but I don't want to say that all the time. That's not me. I'm a lady. I'm very submissive.
Yeah. So have you expressed that's what you want? Time and time again.
A real bitch ain't saying it no more.
Woo!
So, so I don't have a boo. I'm single. So if anybody wants to hook me up with somebody, I'll tell y'all my type next week. I'm going to make a list and share it with y'all next week. Okay.
We talked about this in the earlier episodes.
I changed my mind, but I'm gonna make my list this time though.
Okay. So yeah, part of that is just kind of integrating our own personal lives. So we launched based out of Charlotte, and I'm actually located in Los Angeles. So Charlotte is going to be the more efficient location for the actual business. So I'm going to basically have to be bi-coastal because we're going to both be really hands-on, especially in launching the project. But hopefully we can automate it so that we can spend time, working on it remotely. So my question is, you have a birthday coming up. So how are you integrating the planning process? Because you're giving me anxiety because her party is next Saturday and the 19th. The 19th. So her party's the 19th, which is like what? What's today?
It's 11 days away.
11 days away, and she just secured an event planner.
Yeah.
So how are you like managing your personal life and what you have to do for business?
Well, my business life comes first.
Okay.
Like, I don't really, like, my personal life is fun, but like all that's extra. Like, I can't have a personal life if my business isn't done because I can't pay for a party. Like, I don't have any money. So if I don't get my work done, I don't get paid. So like so I've always been known for being that person that has to work a little bit more, work a little bit later, and I may come a little bit later. I'm doing better with that, but I like work and then I can't have fun unless my work's done. I just literally can't. Like, I wasn't going to plan a party and I didn't know.
I can't think. Like, earlier you were telling me, like, look, figure out what you're doing for October as far as, like, my accommodations for Los Angeles, because my brain will not be able to think clearly until I have like my logistics of living together. And so she was like, that's one of the reasons, and that's one of the things that you're going to bring up in your book is, you cannot focus on other things when it comes to your business if your brain is cloudy.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but like a birthday party is not crowding my brain. Like, shit, I'll just go to the club and get a bottle and there's a party. I'm there. I'm lit. Like, it doesn't matter.
See, me, I need to know exactly what I'm doing.
I mean, it's fun. So like, that's the thing. When I plan something that's supposed to be fun and it's planned, it's not that fun to me anymore. Yeah. Because I already am perceiving like what experience I'm supposed to have. That's not fun.
And so when I was planning all the PR and the marketing and stuff that we were doing for our brand, she's like, well, we need to figure out the numbers first. And I'm like, this is all just too much energy. And I'm like, no, this is actually fun to me.
Yeah, no, like, I mean,
different things are fun to like different people. Like,
entrepreneurship is fun, but like if we were at the point where we didn't know if it was going to be a viable business. So like, I don't want to spend hours on having all these meetings with people and trying to tell them that we're going to want them to do a website and all this stuff, and we don't even know if financially it's going to be feasible or if we can do it because the location. So that's why I'm like, well, it's different if you're going to do it. Like, I don't like to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just like going to put energy into something that's like might not work out. Like, I want to like know, hey, the numbers match up. But now that we know, okay, we're going to make the numbers work and we understand that, it's fine. But if we're like, okay, well, we might do a business. Let me do all these meetings. Like, I got a lot of other meetings I got to do anyway. So I'm not going to be having, and I also like to respect other people's time. Like, I don't want to talk to people about a website until I know I'm going to do a business. Like, when I'm coming to you I want to know like, hey, we're going to be doing a website. This is what we're going to need. But if we don't know at that time, you're like, well, we don't know if it's viable. So that's what, but if as long as it's viable, I'm down with it all day.
Yeah.
But people waste so much energy on things that they don't ever bring to fruition. And so like,
I don't do that.
I don't either.
Yeah.
That's what I don't. That's what I'm saying.
Language to me.
Like I'm like, I don't want to waste energy on something we might not do.
Yeah.
So that was the only reason how I felt that way. But if you're gonna do it, then that's not a waste of energy. You're just getting your business. You're just checking off things that you can work on while you're waiting to do the rest of the things. Mm-hmm. But operations and knowing your numbers is important too, because I was that business owner that made a lot of money and didn't know where it was going. So that's why I'm always looking at the numbers, because like a lot of people, I work with a lot of people who are more creatives, and then I'm like, that's awesome, that looks really, really good, but your profit's only $1. Like, so that's super beautiful.
If you're making a profit, a lot of people don't make like profits of job. And that's also the difference between like, she has the experience of the entrepreneurial side of like, okay, I was able to accrue all this money and I don't exactly know where it's going. Whereas I was doing all the due diligence in the business operations for a corporation. And so that's their money that I'm making for them, and that's their responsibility. So I'm a sales and marketer. So I love like the sales aspect, the marketing aspect, PR, coaching, like that's my vibe. And she's like, well, if we don't have any money, this is not going to happen.
Right. So like if you want to have like, cause we're having a grand, we're pretty sure we're going to have a grand event. And we're like, yeah, we both really like nice things. But the reality is like, you know, we want to have like, for instance, just, you want to have champagne at your party, you know, but you don't have money for champagne. Okay.
I'm like, I'm gonna have money. I don't know where, you know, it's coming.
But some people don't.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just really important that like you make sure that your business is profitable. My businesses have always been profitable. That's the thing. I just didn't watch where the money went as well as I should have. And there were things that I didn't put in place that now will never happen again. And that's why as a consultant, I help make sure women entrepreneurs never experience that. Because I didn't know. Nobody told me. Nobody taught me. I didn't have a good bookkeeper. Now I have a friend that's going to bookkeeping school, and she's going to be the best bookkeeper possible. And I'm going to refer her to all my clients because she's really dedicated for this. And so that's the whole point, is like, it's just really sitting down and saying, hey, is this profitable? Think about how much time you're putting into something and what you make. Because I see people who are putting hundreds of hours in a business, and you could go work at a Walmart and make more money. Now the freedom is important, but are you free when you're working 100 hours a week? I wasn't. But I was making a lot of money too. So, I mean, you know, so, but still, like, that's not as important to me now. Now what's important to me.
And for me, freedom and fulfillment is important to me, because listen, I had a great career, and I'm going to have a great business career, but I just was not fulfilled. And so anything that I ever do, like, I will never start a project if I don't feel connected to it. I will never work with a client that I don't feel connected to. I'm not going to BS them just for their money. I have to really feel passionate about a project. I'm never going to live anywhere that I don't want to live. I've experienced these things, like miserable. And so because somebody told me like, this is what you strive for in life, and then now I'm here and I'm not happy, then something's not right. So I'm never, anything I do business-wise, like, of course, I'm attracting abundance. Of course, money is essential, and that's why we do it. We're not going to do it if we're not going to make any money. That's just, I mean, we have other things that we can do. However, when I'm like, if I believe in the brand, I believe that this is possible, like, we're going to make it work no matter what. As long as everything outside and externally you feel fulfilled in, you're going to put that passion into the project. And that's the only way I choose to live. Like, that's that.
Right. And if I don't like it, I'm not doing it. And so, but I've been that way for a long time too. Like if I want to go, I want to go. If I don't want to go, I don't want to go. I used to, in terms of like with friends and stuff, like not go to events, like always like I had to go to things. And now like I want to see my friends. So I have a very active, so Bianca's like, oh my God, I have a very active social life. And I have a lot of friends. And my social life is very, very active. But one thing that I learned is like, if I don't want to do something, I really can't do it. I'm not going to do it. So that's what I don't do.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I don't want to do something, if I don't like the way that it feels, if it's like Bianca was going to have to go somewhere and she's like, I don't have a good feeling about it. Then I'm like, if you don't have a good feeling about it, you don't need to go. You can't go for other people.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't live your life for anybody else but yourself. You know, not even your kids, ladies. Because your kids are going to grow up and they're going to have their own life, and you done gave your whole life away. You got to love your kids, do stuff like that. But you need to make sure that you're doing your thing. And if you have a husband, you need to make sure that you guys have a great relationship. Because when I have a husband, that's what I'm going to do.
All right. So anybody's looking for a wife, hit her up. And besides that, so if you're looking, thank you guys so much for joining us this week. If you're looking for any coaching, business coaching, contact me at biancaariel.com. If you're looking for, I'll let you plug yourself.
If you're looking for an amazing business consultant, I am here for you, DominiqueRice.com. This is September is the last month I'll be doing free consultations. We'll talk about that next week. I think that's a good thing to tell them about.
Should we talk about that next week?
Yeah,
okay.
We'll talk to you guys about that next week and why I'm stopping, as well as Bianca. She decided first, and I was in my brain. I'm like, me too. So we'll talk about that next week,
and we'll explain exactly what the process looks like and what what we'll have to offer,
exactly
like that. So we make sure that we communicate that effectively for you.
So book now. This is your last one to book with me for a free consult, and thank y'all so much for tuning in. We will see you next
week. We have to talk about review everything that we talked about today. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
We hired a social media manager for us, so he told us what we need to do now. So today we talked about being super busy and booked, and blessed, and talking about integrating our personal schedule into our working schedule. We talked about the different mindsets coming from a corporation and coming as an entrepreneur all her life since she's been born. So what else did we talk about? You need a husband.
I need a husband. I only had a boyfriend for 30 days.
Yes, you did.
My breakup was a little traumatic, and how we're getting to this money with our new product.
Oh yeah, and how we have an exciting brand. I can't wait to tell you guys. No lie. We've had samples wearing our samples in the streets, and people will stop us and ask us where we got this thing from.
Right.
So we're gonna make them sign an NDA too.
Right. If you want to know, book us, sign an NDA. We'll tell you all about it. Okay.
So we can't wait to share that with you guys. So we look forward to seeing you guys back next week. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.